Alright, hey guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about Tonfas. And it seems like, honestly, every time I think one weapon is strong, another weapon ends up being stronger. Now, Tonfas are an extremely versatile weapon type, just like Scythes right now, as they can kind of do everything, but where Scythes kind of excel at heavy attack damage, Tonfas excel at light attack damage. And I was very, very skeptical when you guys told me that Tonfas were good because I tested them and they weren't, but turns out you guys are right. And the reason why Tonfas are so good right now is the stance. It's Sovereign Outcast. Gemini Cross is a horrible, horrible stance in comparison to Sovereign Outcast, and this is what makes Tonfas do good. Currently, this build that I'm running right here is stronger than a Grand Prime with a Riven. And I know this might be hard to believe, but here, let me just show you 8 Corrupted Heavy Gunners at level 165. And let me just E-spam. Now, what if I told you that these are actually the weakest Tonfas out of the bunch I'm going to show you? Now, the reason why you'd want to use the Oma over, say, the other two is because of its high base damage being the highest out of all the Tonfas. And that makes it very good for setups like Gas. Also, despite it also being still the weakest one, it can still rock Viral. You guys know that I don't really like Viral. I don't like how low its status duration is, but it actually works really well on Tonfas. So I'm going to swap over to Viral here. So I got Viral Electric because of the innate electricity on the Oma. And I'm going to show you that same test. So yeah, despite it being not the element they're weak to, it's doing really well, and that's because of the slash procs and the stance, and of course the innate slash on the weapon as well. Now I'm going to show you the strongest Tonfas. The strongest Tonfas, and then last I'll show you my favorite ones, which are the Telus Poultice, but Cronin Prime is the strongest. Now I'm actually running pure corrosive instead of corrosive heat, because the debuff you actually get from heat doesn't apply fast enough for it to be effective. So that's why I'm running pure corrosive. Though you can run corrosive heat if you really want to. You can also run viral heat, which I'll show you in a minute. But what if I told you this weapon had a 5-star Riven Disposition? With actually one of the highest Riven Dispositions in the entire game out of all the weapons, melee weapons that is. This weapon right here has a 5-star Riven Disposition and a multiplier of 1.43. This weapon. Why? I don't know. Now I'm going to show you Viral in Heat. And that actually performs just as well as Corrosive. Oops. One more. This is the strongest out of the Tonfas, and for whatever reason it has a higher Riven Disposition out of all of them as well. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna stick with the corrosive because it actually pure corrosive actually performs a tad bit better than viral heat. But viral heat is still a valuable option. Now let's say you want to try out one of these builds, but you don't have any Forma to do so. Well, here's a no Forma build. This works perfectly fine. So let me just show you how the no Forma build performs. Now, since Tonfas are one of the weapon types that actually has guaranteed slash in their heavy attacks, you can also do a heavy attack build with these. Though they're not going to be as strong, they're going to be about on par, if not slightly better than machetes. They're not going to like compete with scythes and do like one-shots with their heavy attacks, but they can totally do that. And they can also do like a hybrid heavy attack build. But I don't actually recommend this. Because just a full light attack build performs a lot better than a hybrid heavy attack build. And as far as heavy attacks go, like if you just dedicate yourself to one or the other, not both with this weapon. If you're gonna go prefer one way over the other, I'd recommend light attacks. Now this one's my favorite. This is the Telus Poultice. This is a puncture based one. All right, it's kind of the middle child out of the Oma and the Cronin Prime. And I have viral heat because you'll actually notice a difference with viral heat on this weapon. But what makes this one different is its passive. Its passive being Storm Path, and what it does is it pulls people in, and then if you do another slide, it'll push them away, and it'll do a lift. But let's just not do that second slide altogether. So against these enemies, Storm Path, and I just E-spam, so they're all on top of me, and they're all gone. And the Storm Path passive actually has an enormous range. So, let's see how far you guys are away. So, 10 meters. Like, that was like 14 meters-ish. Yeah, I was wrong about Tonfas. You guys were right. And the one thing that absolutely carries Tonfas is that stance that they have, a Sovereign Outcast. Because with the default Gemini Cross stance, it's much slower, and it's not nearly as good. But yeah, anyway guys, that's all for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.